So, Disney, back in 1991, for those of you who weren't alive back then or old enough to watch movies, they released something called a movie called The Rocketeer. It was, I want to, yeah, World War II era. Little bit of espionage thrown in. The movie, I think, still holds up pretty well. It has been some years since I've seen it, but this kind of came out around the same time as Dick Tracy, which, although very stylistically different, kind of a similar film if you've seen that along those lines. But The Rocketeer is about this wannabe pilot who finds an experimental rocket pack. Um, I believe it was developed by Nazis or something like that, and there are some Nazis over in the U.S. trying to find it and get it back, and that kind of leads into the whole conflict of the movie. And the movie does seem a lot like it. It kind of is like a Captain America era Iron Man, because the movie does have a lot of the same beats of the first Iron Man movie from 2008. But yeah, if you can find it on either Netflix, I don't think Netflix has it, but if you can find it somewhere to stream, I do recommend it. It looks like Disney is in the early stages of developing a sequel for it. And it's apparently going to be starring a African American female to take on the mantle, and I think they're throwing around plot ideas like the first person to get the rocket pack has gone missing, and she has to find him, something along those lines. But since you and I are just a couple of white males that like video games and movies and pop culture in general, we must hate this idea that there's going to be a black female in the lead, right?
I mean, yeah, she's not a man.
Yeah, right. Completely.
Can't even say that with a straight face.
So, yeah, I like this idea. I hope it's not going to be a reboot. Now that I look over this article on boxofficebuzz.com, they said that it may be a reboot, but I'm hoping more it's going to be that it's going to be a sequel to the original. Because let's face it, reboots are getting a little bit old and tired. They're not getting it there. They are. This is but yeah, this is good. I loved the first movie. I want them to do a good job with the sequel here, and we have a lot of good movies that take place during this time period, right? I mean, we've got Captain America, the First Avenger, which great Marvel movie, great war movie in general. I feel like this could really work with the modern, filmmaking techniques that we have. But yeah, what do you think?
I think a sequel for it would be great. Um, I feel like we just joked about. Um, we were kind of making remarks of that to the Ghostbusters uh, remake that came out of the all-women cast, and like people complaining about that, but they were more so complaining that it was just a completely new movie with the same idea, and like the original Ghostbusters just didn't exist, and they were trying to like recreate it, and you can't just do that. But being a sequel, having a completely new character hunting or looking for the old character of the movie, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, I'm completely for that.
and yeah, depending on who they get, this could be done very well. It could be done very badly, but the concept in and of itself does not sound like a bad idea at all. In fact, if they're gonna do this route with an African American woman in the lead during World War II, that's an interesting dynamic there in and of itself. because no one's going to be expecting a hero who, who's an African American female. That's going to throw a lot of the other characters off in the film just due to the timeline that it's going to take place. Could be humorous, could be poignant and intelligent, but hey, it doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.